guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing all good. I'm really sorry about the lighting, it's pretty crappy to be honest, but it gets dark here super early, so I just can't really do much about it. I've done the best I can. Today I wanted to talk about the 6 ways to navigate the Christmas period when you've got HA or you're going through some disordered eating patterns. So Christmas can be a really exciting time, and to be honest, I absolutely love Christmas. People call me the Christmas elf. I just find it really fun and I just absolutely love it. But not everyone feels the same, and it can be a time where you can feel really anxious, and basically there's a lot of talk around food and you're not in your usual routine, which can be quite triggering. So I'm going to list here the 6 ways that you can navigate this festive period, and hopefully these will be some good tips for you. The first one is about communicating your boundaries, which can be really difficult. So this is communicating with your friends, family, people that you're going to see over the festive period. What I advise is to politely ask them not to comment on things that you're eating, not to comment on any New Year's resolution diets they might be on, maybe not to talk about food as good and bad and I feel guilty that I've ate this over the Christmas period and things like that. Maybe you haven't seen a family member for quite some time, and this could be triggering because you're scared about them bringing up how you look, about your weight. So again, you could politely ask them not to talk about these topics. When it comes to the day of Christmas and the Christmas meal you might be having, you could communicate to the person making the dish about how you would like the dish to be prepared. So you could say that you want boiled potatoes instead of roasted potatoes or anything like that. Just basically communicating it with them, what you would like on your plate, so that you feel a bit more comfortable. What I would say though is to try and push yourself a little bit outside your comfort zone. So I always say that growth lies outside your comfort zone. We want to push ourselves a little bit outside of it, not ridiculously amounts, but we want to grow, we want to move towards recovery and take those little steps. So maybe try to push yourself a little bit here. Another thing with setting your boundaries is to communicate when you want to not go to an event. So don't feel like you have to say yes to every single thing you get invited to, because this can be really overwhelming and make you feel quite anxious. Remember balance as well. So this is a time to enjoy. So where can you find more balance and self-care? Number 2 is to avoid restriction and compensatory behaviours. So this is a big one. Obviously there's lots of different foods that we might not normally surround ourselves with, so you might want to restrict in order to feel a little bit better about yourself. But what is best to do is to try to keep to your usual routine, your scheduled routine that you might have in place with a practitioner, and to be eating often. Make sure you're still having your snacks and make sure you're still having your main meals. Even if you feel like you've lost control and you feel guilty, make sure you still stick to your plan. Let's say you're having your Christmas festive lunch, dinner, whatever you call it. I call it Christmas lunch, I think. Maybe you're having that at like 2 p.m, 3 p.m, and you know you'd be really hungry by then. Make sure you still have your normal meals that you would have. Don't try and compensate or restrict because of that. The third one is to journal or speak to someone, which can feel like you're offloading onto them or offloading into your book, which can be really helpful. Some of the questions I would like you to ponder on, explore, journal is: why is this event making you feel so uneasy and anxious? The next question is: what conclusion are you jumping to? And then I would like you to ask, is that actually rational? The next question is: what is the worst that could possibly happen? And then ask yourself, what's the best situation? What is the best thing that could actually happen? And lastly, what is another way that we could view this event or situation? Number 4 is to focus on games and activities which will help you be distracted, but in a positive manner. This is redirecting your attention. Maybe you need to change your environment and your settings, and that will really help you get rid of some of that uneasiness and anxiety. Think about what you enjoy about Christmas and focus in on that. The 5th one, which can be really scary, is to use this time, optimize this time to maybe challenge and confront your fears around food. I want you to remind yourself of your main goal and remind yourself why you're doing it every single day. If you need to write post-it notes, affirmations, anything like that, just keep on reminding. So if you can, it's just a great opportunity to maybe tackle some of those foods that you have as fears or you feel a bit anxious around, but make sure that you've got a plan in place. Ask yourself, what kind of food would you feel like is achievable right now for you to try and challenge? Try to bear in mind any distress that will come up, that probably will come up, and that is fine, but how are you going to manage that distress? So are you going to turn to talking to someone? Are you going to journal? Are you going to read? Are you going to listen to music? Are you going to meditate? Are you going to stretch? How will you manage any anxiety that comes up in that moment? And the last one is quite an obvious one, but to wear comfortable clothes. Now, this is something during the whole of your HA, hypothalamic amenorrhea journey, you should be doing to make sure you feel comfortable. If you are putting on a bit of weight, that's completely normal, and we're becoming the healthier versions of ourselves. But we need to be wearing comfortable clothes because that will just make us feel less on edge. Hope these 6 tips have helped you and something that you might be able to think about and digest and move forward into the festive season, not feeling too anxious about it. If you have any other comments or maybe any other tips, then leave them below. That would be absolutely great. And I'll see you on the next video.